You ever started crying while doing this stretch? I was in pigeon pose one day and like my nose started burning. By like 1 o'clock, I was just crashing. Like my brain would just fucking stop working. I've slipped on my nutrition. I have brain fog. My body's just not functioning properly. I've been hooping. I've been training with my girl. Ooh. Practicing for later is right. What up, squad? Welcome to the vlog. Let me put the face tracking on. I love this camera. But here's the deal. I let myself go. And this is not something I'm proud of, obviously. And I'm going to give you some excuses. I'm acknowledging that they're excuses. I've been under a lot of stress. I haven't been sleeping well. I've been working so much. As a result, I've slipped on my nutrition. I'm experiencing a little injury, so I haven't been training as hard. I haven't been as consistent with my steps, like just general movement. And I've put on like 20 pounds. And I really want to take off at least 10 of them over the next 14 days. Not because I want to look a certain way. It's because I want to feel better. Because when I'm carrying this extra weight, I have brain fog. My body's just not functioning properly. So today, I'm committing to losing 14 pounds in 10 days. I'm sorry, 10 days, 10 pounds in 14 days. And I'm going to let you guys know how I start that process. Because there's some very clear steps that I take to just get me locked back in. Because I know how hard it is to lock in once you've kind of found yourself off the path. So that's what I'm about to do. But first, I need to go home and get some coffee. So I'm currently 225 pounds, and I was kind of shocked when I saw that I'd gotten up that high. Working on some new stuff, right? Working on a new program. And I noticed that by like 1 o'clock, I was just crashing. Like my brain would just fucking stop working. So I'm like, all right, what is it? Like, why can't I focus? Why am I crashing like 1 o'clock? And that's when I started to implement 1 meal a day, which was a game changer. I'll make a separate video talking about that. So one meal a day helped me with the brain fog. And I'm like, all right, cool, I feel good. I'm still not tracking my calories. I'm still not really tracking my protein. I'm getting enough protein, I think, but I obviously wasn't. So the other day, my cousin invited me to go play ball. It wasn't until I played 2 hours of basketball and I feel like I got hit by a Mack truck afterwards that I realized that, yo, you're not yourself. You're definitely out of shape. So I'm gonna take you guys through the process, right? The mental process that I go through when it's time for me to get back on track after I fall off, because I understand how tough that can be. Trust me. So there's a few things that I do that's very different than most people when it comes to this. Most people will focus on diet and exercise first. I don't. I eventually get there. But what I focus on first is stress. Because the reason why I put on this weight in the first place, this time and back in the day, was because I didn't know how to manage my stress. I didn't know how to manage my emotions. So the first thing I do, I stop and I think to myself, okay, how can I control the stress, or how can I better manage the stress? Because I'm not going to be able to get rid of the stress. It's a part of my life. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a father to teenagers. But anyway, so that's what I do first, right? Hold on, let me put this down. When it comes to stress management, I noticed this a long time ago. When I sleep better, I don't feel as stressed. And that's usually the first thing that messes up when I'm in one of these high pressure, high stressful seasons of my life. Is my sleep is out the window. So the first thing I do is I try to establish a solid evening routine. Back in the day, my evening routine, especially when I was stressed out, was trash. I would come home, I would play with the kids a little bit, but then it's instantly either I'm scrolling Instagram or I'm turning on Netflix and I'm making myself a drink. I've since gotten away from that, right? I don't really handle my stress in that way anymore, but I still like to unwind in the evening. Back in the days, it used to be a Kentucky Mule, right? That's how I would wind down, with a Kentucky Mule. But now I use Kava Haven. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Kava Haven or if you've even heard of kava, but kava is a natural substance. It comes from the earth. It's in the pepper family, and it has a mellow, relaxing effect on your body. Just talking about it, I'm feeling relaxed. And what I do now in the evening when I come home, after 7 p.m., I turn off my screens. I make myself a little mocktail. I throw a little soda water in there, and I'm swayzy. I grab a book, maybe throw on some jazz, and I start to relax. And I've tried many different types of mocktails. I've tried different types of kava drinks. Usually the kava drinks that I've tried in the past, they taste weird. Kava Haven, on the other hand, tastes amazing. It has this like refreshing, like lemony, zesty little zing to it, and I love that. Maybe about 2 weeks ago, me and my girl were going to this warehouse party, and I grabbed the bottle of Kava Haven. She was laughing at me because I knew it was going to be a lot of alcohol there, and I just, I didn't want to drink alcohol, right? But I still wanted to have something that give me that vibe. But I don't got to deal with the hangover. I don't have to deal with the brain fog the next day. I don't have to deal with my body just feeling like I'm 41 years old now. Alcohol definitely impacts my body a lot differently than it used to. I often tell people when they're trying to lose weight, if you can cut back on alcohol, that's a great first place to start, right? So I want you to be a little explorative. Think outside the box, try something new, a new way to kind of wind down in the evening or a new way to be social. Try Kava Haven. There's a link in the description where you can get 15% off your first order, or you can just scan this QR code that's on the screen right here. This is a great deal. This is a great product. It tastes amazing. It gives you that chill vibe. Trust me, you'll like it. Thank you, Kava Haven, for sponsoring today's video. So after I addressed the whole stress thing, next up is putting some structure around nutrition. So the first thing I do when it comes to nutrition is I just start tracking my food intake again. I set my calories. I start using the tracking app. I like the Lose It app. I used to use MyFitnessPal. It doesn't matter which one you use. It's something mentally that happens when I start to track my food intake. So that's the first thing I do. The next thing I do, I don't do full meal preps anymore because I'm not gonna eat 3-day-old fucking rice and broccoli. I'm not. But what I do, I don't want to copyright strike. Let me move outside. But what I do instead of a full meal prep is that I just prep protein. That's it. So as you can see here, I prepared 4 days of chicken thighs, and I just keep them in the Tupperware in my fridge. That way, if I want to make a salad, if I want to make some sort of quick meal, I just already got the protein made, because that's usually the thing that takes the most time to prepare. Now, as far as exercise, I've been keeping it simple lately. I've been dealing with this nagging forearm injury, so I've just been hooping. And matter of fact, so look guys, I got this goal. I've always kind of been a mediocre ball player, right? I played varsity basketball in high school, but I never was really, really good. And I was playing ball the other day, and I didn't like my performance, and I want to be competitive in basketball again. I know I'm kind of digressing right now, but I've decided, since my girl used to play D1 ball, I've decided to really focus on becoming a better basketball player. And that's what I've been doing. I've been hooping, I've been training with my girl, and that's just been my exercise. I haven't been lifting weights as often. You know, once a week. I'm probably going to hit the weights once a week, but for the most part, I'm just training to be a better basketball player. And that's my plan. I want to have fun. And my girl just came to see me at work. Am I at work?
Why are you shaking?
What the hell? What is that? Why was that shaking? Am I at work right now? This is considered work?
No. This is
your
vice.
Work is my vice. That's kind of accurate.
A few moments later.
Archie's about to go shopping, dropping him off at the mall. Keely and I are going to hit the gym. Coach, what are we doing today, Coach? Huh?
You'll see when we get there.
Oh, shit. Mystery workout. All right, so we're at the gym now. You're going to tell me what we're going to do now?
Nope.
What up, squad? So look, I want to invite you to my group chat. I'm hosting it on Telegram, and we got a little family thing going, man. I'll check in with you guys every day. Make sure you're hitting the gym, give you a little motivational word, It's a real dope vibe we got going on there. So click the link in my description to join my Telegram group chat. I feel pretty flexible right now. Do I look flexible? Yep. You know, you never look like you think you look in your head.
What do you think you look like, Tony?
I feel like I look like a ballerina, like a pancake, flat. And you know?
Yeah, put your nose to your knee.
So look, today is a dedicated core and stretching day. That's it. No weights, no running. Even though I got probably about 12,000 steps so far today.
That's good.
Yeah. So just walking, stretching, core. I think everybody should have a day like that in their week.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, low intensity, core focus.
Active recovery.
Yeah. Active recovery core day. This is like one of my favorite stretches. Running stretch. It gets in that groin real good. Pause.
Put your knee on the ground and go in circles.
Like that? Ooh. Practicing for later is right.
Huh?
I said practicing for later is right. You ever started crying while doing this stretch? Or felt like big emotions?
No, and I'd be mad because I see on Instagram they were talking about that and I'm like, I want to feel that.
That's happened to me. Before I even heard that was a thing, I was in pigeon pose one day and like my nose started burning.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is happening? And I Googled it.
Yeah.
And it said something about like we store emotions in our hips.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that shit blew my mind. Yeah, no, I feel like since I started taking stretching serious, it has helped my mental health. And it was weird because I didn't know the connection. But as I started researching, I'm like, I started connecting the two. Like, damn, since I started stretching, I have been in a better mental space. It's so crazy how the mind-body connection is so literal.
Yeah.
It's extremely literal. I'm trying to think of like the most explicit example of the mind-body connection. All right, the placebo effect. So for those of you who are not familiar with the placebo effect, it's basically you can be sick, right? You can have some sort of pain in your body, and I can give you a pill that you think is gonna make you feel better, but it can be a water pill, right? It can be a goddamn vitamin C pill. And all of a sudden your headache goes away, or all of a sudden, you know, the pain in your knee goes away because you thought that this was gonna help you. So that's how powerful the mind is, right? That's one of the most explicit examples. So I'm eating a little later than I normally like to eat, but I'm not gonna eat anything too heavy because even though I could eat more carbs, I don't like going to sleep with a bunch of carbs on my stomach. So I'm making a salad right now. I'm cutting up some cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna put a little. I gotta finish up the spinach. The thing I love about eating a salad, you can be getting enough calories. Damn, this spinach kind of soggy. You could be getting enough calories, but if you're not getting enough fruits and veggies and fiber, right? You can be starving on a cellular level because our bodies need the micronutrients, right? So if you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, typically you'll start craving more sugar because your body has an influx of calories, but it's not getting what it needs to function. It's like putting dirty fuel, right, in a Ferrari. It'll run, but it's not gonna run optimally. But when you get a bunch of fruits and veggies, mostly veggies, in your diet, you'll notice that your energy levels are stable. Your blood sugar is stable. You're not experiencing these crazy sugar cravings. You're just good. So, and it's not always fun. Obviously, this shit is not fun. It's very inconvenient to be making this salad right now. But my body's gonna thank me for it. I think I have some peppers left. I'm gonna put these peppers in there, and I'm gonna put an avocado. And that should give me enough calories. All right, so this is the end product. Make sure you guys season your goddamn salads. I put garlic, salt, paprika, pepper, and that makes all the difference. I put some honey mustard and a little bit of dressing. I'm gonna end the vlog here, but let me first give you guys my macros. So I'm doing 2250 calories. I'm getting 200 grams of protein. I'm not really counting carbs because as long as I get 200 grams of protein and I get 250 calories, honestly, it doesn't really matter what I eat. I try to eat, especially late. I don't really do too much carbs in the evening, but I typically try to eat at least 80 to 90% whole foods, not processed stuff. Once in a while, I have a protein bar or something like that. But besides my protein shake, that's, everything else is just food. I also do 2 scoops of creatine every day and my fish oil pill, and that's it. Anyway, so I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to get this 14, why do I keep saying 14 pounds? I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to get this 10 pounds off in 2 weeks. I'm going to do like a mid-cut, so maybe next week I'll do another check-in video and give you guys an update on where I am. But I will be weighing myself every day, so you guys will be able to see how the scale moves from day to day. You'll see that it's not this incremental slope downward. Sometimes it stays the same, sometimes it goes up a pound, but I'll give you guys all the details in the next video. All right, let me know in the comment section if you have any video suggestions, anything you want to see. I'm committed to vlogging at least twice a week, I think. Yeah, especially if you guys are enjoying them. So let me know. Much love to the squad. Love you guys. And as always, remember the body that you want is owned by a higher version of yourself. So evolve. Peace.